We are live. Welcome to First Sip. Welcome to episode 500 in a row. Freddie Blanton, good morning.
Good morning, Daniel, the average dude.
Hey, I'll take every little bit of that one this morning. That feels good. Hey, if you haven't noticed on your screen, we have fantastic, wonderful people up here, and we're going to have some more dropping in. And this whole journey has been about the people, and we're going to have as many smiling faces as we can get in here. So I hope we don't room. But this has been fantastic. Just my own journey and doing this with other folks has been fantastic. Freddie, how's it been for you, man? This has been a big lift for you as well.
Yeah, 500 in a row is legit, Danny.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. You
hear
are
you.
freezing up a little bit, but man, your hair looks great.
Hey, as long as the hair looks good, we can move forward. But this has been fantastic. 500 days in a row. If this is your first day joining us, we don't normally have all these great people with us here in the studio. So I'm really looking forward to connecting a little bit more with each of the people that have been here and talking a little bit about this journey.
Well, did you notice
Freddie,
something over here?
yeah, I was going to say, there's something going on in your office. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening there?
Well, you're always blabbing about real human connection. So I wanted to show you what it's all about. These are real humans. And look,
flesh and blood.
Connection.
Wow.
Mike.
I love it. That is Antarctic Mike, who has traveled the country over his career doing speaking engagements, meeting people. And I connected with Mike several years ago. We've only met a handful of times in person, but I feel like I know Mike pretty well. Mike, why is it important for you to travel around the country and reach out to people like Freddie and actually connect with them in person?
Connections are the only thing that matter. You know, at the end of the day, numbers, possessions, accomplishments don't mean anything. The only thing that matters at the end of the day are the people in your life that you impact. Obviously, starting with the closest people first, your spouses, your kids, your families, but then it's your close friends and it's your customers. I mean, if we're going to get out there and be impactful and effective in the world of business, it's all about connections. And I think the one thing that COVID taught us is nothing replaces this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the camera's okay, but it's not the same as literally and physically being in proximity with people. And that's why I do what I do in my speaking engagements. And so this week, Ellie and I started in Augusta, went to Atlanta, and I'm like, if I'm only 150 miles from, you know, the Bobcat factory, I got to come up here and see Freddie and that kind of thing. So that's why we drove up here last night.
Absolutely, man. It's been fantastic to have you as a friend, have you on the bus and adding your comments and wisdom. That's been fantastic. What's it like to have Mike right there live in person with you in studios, Freddie? What's that like?
Well, you know, it's funny. We've talked on the phone so many times. You know, it's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've seen him in person. I feel like I know the guy, but it's, you know, we have a connection. It's just not always in person.
Absolutely. And that's the way it is for a lot of us folks. We're gonna be talking to everybody today, but the truth is we have various forms of proximity, like Gary Lou out here in Dallas, Texas. We see Gary, we met Gary, we love his comments, we love the way that he speaks exactly what's on his mind, and I think that's fantastic. But Gary, Talk about what it's meant for you connecting with some of the folks here on the bus and what you enjoyed about the program.
Well, it gives me a chance to, because I work in the office every day, so I elected to be in the office. We have a pretty decent remote work policy, but I prefer to work in the office every day. So being on the bus, kind of like I get to meet and look at comments from other works of life. I've always been working with engineers my entire life. My entire career is always engineers. We have a pretty big sales department, but I really don't interact with them All I do is complain about them, but they bring in the office. So at least I can get a feel from all the comments that I read when I'm on the bus, like because you guys are mostly all sales, right?
Right. Well, no, I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought that up because I thought, I love unique perspectives. I like having different groups of people. And I kind of picked that up about you, Gary. I knew you were a computer guy, and I was like, man, he might be too much of an IT guy to hang out with us. But what ended up happening, you came and you added these comments and things, and I think it gives us a bigger perspective. So it was good for us. It's good for everybody to have different types of perspectives when we're doing things like this. So we really appreciate you being part of this journey with us. And Vicky Watts is backstage, and she has made so many in a row. And I'm going to get you up here, Vicky, but please be patient with us. But I tell you what, let's do this. Let's talk to Aaron Jacobitz. He's been on a couple of times, and you've connected with us. When you think about First Sip and what we were trying to do with this program, what were we trying to do?
For me, what I've really had a lot of value in is as a salesperson / business development person, my days don't always start in an office like Gary was talking about. And so for me, and I know I've gotten feedback from other people that are in similar positions, that it's nice to have something like First Sip, not only to get your energy up and your mind right, but to have that camaraderie, even though, yes, it's virtual, but to have that camaraderie and get your day started with other people that are getting their day started. And it's like hitting the field or hitting that first appointment, having that at 7:55 every morning for 500 in a row, I know has touched me personally and has helped me. But I've heard from a lot of people that have joined. Sometimes they're on every week, sometimes they're on sporadically. But that's the big thing that this does that I really like. I've had a lot of value from.
Hey, I didn't want to make this like we're fishing for compliments. At the end of the day, I wouldn't have made it through 500 days without y'all, right? Having people in the comments that are adding things, making you laugh, and of course my co-host Freddie Blanton. I mean, that First Sip Call of the Wild and just the energy for myself has been extremely helpful. Let's talk to George since we're going across the top row here. George, great for you to join us this morning. How did you come in contact with First Sip, and what kind of attracted you to coming back?
Well, I just happened to stumble on it. I saw one of your podcasts, and I thought, this is a great show. And I wanted to start watching it more and more and more. I can't watch it all the time regularly because of my work hours, but I try to watch the show every day because I've gotten some great advice. I do adult programming at the library, and Freddie one time had said something, are you a fisherman or are you a hunter? And I came to realize I was a fisherman. You've got to get up and make those cold calls, call these people, ask them if they want to do a program. And if they say no, then you move on to the next person. And as Freddie said, over time, you become more and more comfortable making these cold calls. So that's one of the things that has really benefited me. And my boss actually put this show in my review, saying how much of a better employee I was because I was watching it.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's great. That's great.
Wow.
I used to love, and I've talked about it, and y'all have been here, y'all have heard me talk about The Energy Bus by John Gordon. And when I read that book, how he started his day and he had a group of people and they were encouraging to each other and then they went about their day, I love that idea. And so I wanted to do something where I started every day with positive energy and something similar to that, to the feeling that I got when I read that book. I'm going to go to one of the regulars, one of the all-time greats of First Sip, Mr. Joe Buongiorno, Joe.
Yeah, good day, everybody. And it's a pleasure. The evolution that has evolved here is that, so I knew Daniel from the average dude and Jenny Winnie, your cousin. So to neglect First Sip is to not mention that. Freddie's a great guy, and we love First Sip. I mean, he brings a a nice perspective and compliments you, Daniel. So that's an applaud. But to say the benefits of even that, I met Jesse Cole. So Jesse Cole, as many know, is the founder with his wife Emily of the Savannah Bananas, and I actually connected with him, and met him, and went to 2 games, and really got close from that. So we met on LinkedIn, and I would say that to Anti-Addict Mike is that relationships are key, and as Plato said, those who tell stories rule society. And it pretty much, we all have our stories, and this energy and action every morning. I know you guys are F1, F3, and you do that every day, you and Freddie and the group, but getting your body right, but getting your mind right is also equally important. And this first sip with everybody here, and thank you everybody, is that there's nothing like it. That 20 minutes in the morning is like taking a power pill for the mind. So
That's right.
I want to thank everybody here today.
Thank you,
Well,
Joe.
yeah, thank you, man. I mean, just having folks that kind of got the idea and that showed up with us, that would put their quotes in, that laughed when we didn't know what we wanted to say, and just rolled with the punches. That was just a great experience. But hey, you mentioned a quote, and another great words of wisdom person. That's Mr. Paul Pappy. Paul, it's been awesome. I remember meeting Paul at a networking group like years ago, but I was in there briefly, and I didn't really get to connect with him. But I was in the room with him, but I only met him like twice. And now virtually and through an event, and I've gotten to know him much more. But it is. I agree with Mike. It's great to shake hands and be in person, but sometimes just being around each other every day, you start to get to know each other a little better. Wouldn't you say, Paul?
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny as you kind of watch certain things in your life become part of your routine. As first sip has become like, the brushing of teeth of my professional career. I gotta do it. Otherwise I just stink all day and nobody wants to get close to me. So
I get it.
There's been a ton of wisdom that's shared on this show. I love getting my day started focused on something I love, which is being with people and talking about sales and talking about sales related situations and tough problems, when the rest of my day is just organized chaos. So I'll be focused on 50 different things for the rest of my day, but for that 15 minutes in the morning, I can actually focus on just what I care about, which is you guys and selling.
Absolutely. And if you're in sales, it's a great thing to kind of get your mind right, get your energy up, kind of play that human being game. But just like for Gary, right? He's an engineer, but sometimes just connecting with new people, it just makes us feel better. So that's why a lot of times we just talked about everyday life type of stuff. But let's go to Mr. Metalman Matt. Matt, you did a few episodes with us. We've been at this for a long time now, 500 in a row. You're a great connector. What do you think about things like this to kind of connect with people?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think you guys made it 500 in a row, which is spectacular. I kind of got out of it early, but I didn't have the energy to keep up. But definitely to come on here every now and then, try to stay consistent, connecting with people. As you can tell, I'm kind of sick, Dan, but I wanted to make your 500th episode. So
hey, we appreciate you, and I love it when Metalman Matt jumps on here. And Metalman Matt said, you need to meet somebody. And he mentioned the name to me, and that's the next person right next to him, and that's Larry Welinowski. He said, you've got to interview this guy. He came from up north, and he's doing a lot of things. And Larry, it's been great watching your journey and kind of getting inspired by your mindset. Tell folks a little bit about your story about moving down south and figuring it out, that whole idea.
Yeah, so I really want to thank you guys. I want to thank Metalman Matt. Obviously, he's the one who told me about you guys, and the way I feel about living life, and who I connect with is positivity attracts positivity, and that's why I come in here. You guys are positive all the time, and the more I can expand or even just tighten my circle and get rid of the negativity and add more positive people to my circle. That's really what I'm about. But yeah, the journey down here was I moved about 18 months ago up from Buffalo, New York, and it's been a great experience with you guys and meeting a whole bunch of people. I did a ton of networking when I first got here, kind of exhausted myself on the process, but I am fully embedded in South Carolina now. Yeah.
But like the mindset, and just like we've talked about, we've got different personalities, people doing different things. You came from a different part of the country, but it's really that hive mind and all the different insights and different ways of playing the game and doing things. It's really where we draw that inspiration. Hey, there's Mr. DJ, the king of safety himself. He's keeping everybody safe today. DJ, thank you so much for being a supporter of the show. You did a lot of reposts, and you really were a big encouragement, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's humbling and honored to be a part of the 500th episode with the rest of these great guys, Joe and Anarch Mike, and of course Freddie and everybody else. I'm not in sales, but I gotta kind of convince people to do things, and sometimes they go, rather than get so focused on task, they gotta focus on their lives, and they go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this is I hate it when I can tell when I miss the show and I have to watch it later because my attitude kind of takes a nosedive a little bit. But then I get down with you guys, I listen to the comments and the bannering back and forth. I'm like, these are my people, and I love it. And just the change of pace for the day, and eventually maybe I'll venture into my own entrepreneurial journey like many of the others guys have, and you're just an inspiration and a great support. I appreciate it.
Well, it's been great having you here. And as I mentioned before, and my co-host, Freddie Blanton, let me just give a little shout out to Freddie. Freddie's got a lot going on. He's got 2 kids at the house. He's got a full-time job. He's a busy man. And yet he still made time. Now, I did a little bit more of the preparing, I will say, but Freddie Blanton jumped on here every single day because he's committed, he's competitive, he wants to win, he wants to get his mind right. Freddie, I appreciate you, man. Tell me what this has been like for you. I know it's been a little tougher.
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to thank one of the most loyal watchers of First Sip. She watched almost every episode on Facebook and commented almost every day.
Oh my goodness. Now that's a big deal. Who is that?
My mama. Mama, thank you for birthing me. Or we could have never done it.
Hey, it's not Mama's Day, but it is a big deal when moms support us and parents. We've been talking about different things. We as we would introduce people that were on the bus, and this is somebody. Vicky Watts is in the background, and we are going to get you up here to close this thing out. If nothing else, Vicky, I'm so sorry. But when people think about you, what do you want them to think about, right? We all do different things. We all have different kind of mindsets. And so what I'd like to do is just kind of find out from everyone, who do you want? What should we think when we think about you? And I'm going to start with Freddie so he can kind of break the ice for us. Fred, when we think about Freddie at Bobcat, what do you want to go through our minds?
Yeah, I want people to think that I'm real. Nothing about me is fake. I'm a dad of 2 kids. I'm experiencing a lot of things that other dads are experiencing. I'm married. My wife is a real estate agent. We both work on commission. That's stuff that other people experience. Same battles that people go through every single day. And I want people to say, hey, when I think about Freddie, I think about a guy that gets up, gets after it. He's committed. He's disciplined, and he helps people. That's
I love
what
it.
I think about.
I love it. I love it. And Bobcat, right? So Freddie attached what he does, Bobcat, and that's kind of who we are. And I think that's a big deal. I'm going to go to Joe next and kind of throw the pace off a little bit. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's important. Freddie is a family man. I am too. I got 5 children and some grandchildren, and it's not about the business. It's about how you conduct yourself through life. It's important, and it's important as I grow older to know that your IQ is important, your emotional intelligence is important, but honestly, that spiritual intelligence is very important as well. For some of us that are very faithful, whatever you believe in, you got to believe in more than what's here today, and that's part of it as you go every day, and just being with like-minded people is extremely important. So First Sip is really had, I think, that effect. Like Pappy had said about brushing the teeth, and I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss everybody here, and I know VW's out back, but getting this is extremely important. So get with the right people. I think we all know that's important. I'm in sales, and Freddie, I know what you mean by base plus commission or straight commission. I've done it all. I've worked for companies, and I've had businesses. So it's a nice perspective. But as you do get older, you appreciate more that the relationship part of it. I know Mike had to leave, but that is extremely important, and I think that's a value that what's the value you bring? How curious are you every day? And I think that I'd like to think about that as a legacy.
Paul Pappy, what do you want folks to think about you when you're not in the room?
I like to associate myself with purpose. That if I'm going to say or do something, that there's a reason. It's calculated. It's tactful. It's got a purpose. There's a reason I want to engage with everybody. That's because everybody has problems, including myself. And the best way I've gotten through problems is being able to empathetically connect with somebody across from me. This way I get to do it with 10 of you.
I love it. Gary, how about you? We all know Gary. What should we remember about Gary, or when we think about Gary? That's a tough question for a non-salesperson.
Yeah, I mean, I can't control how people think about me, right? So it's hard for me to tell you that, this is what I want people to think about me. I am who I am, right? So
Yes.
and being an engineer really is not even the top 5. It's not in my top 5 of who I want to be, right? I mean, first and foremost, I'm a son. So I have responsibilities and duties of being a son. Then I'm a husband, right? And then I have duty and responsibility of being a husband, then child, friend, like it goes down the list, right? So, but I believe that being good at those, being a good son, being a good husband, being a good uh, father, and being good friend will lead me to become good at every other thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to be different to different people, right? I just want to be the same to everybody. And
Man.
if I feel that if my parents and my friends think that I'm a good person, then I'm pretty sure my coworker think I'm a good person as well. I can't be 100% sure, but I hope that's the case.
I love that answer. I really do. You ended up giving the answer that I think rang a lot of bells. And what I heard you say, and what I talk about a lot, y'all heard me, the human being game, right? You win the human being game. You know yourself. You keep the promise you make to yourself, and you're a good person. I've said it once or twice. Hey, George, how about you? When people leave the library, what would you like for them to think about you?
Well, first and foremost, I don't want them to think that I'm stupid. This is going to sound crazy, but I had a lot of problems in school growing up. And it wasn't until I was 29 years old I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dysgraphia. And so I struggled in school and everything else. But I loved working in the library. And so, I've had people say I'm a dingbat at times, but yet I can solve Wordle in less than 5 minutes, which impresses people. And everything. But people just love the way when they come in and they'll say, I need a cookbook. Okay, that's 641.5. I need a book on baseball. That's 796. and I can just pop out these numbers and get people. I don't even have to look up things in the card catalog, and they're amazed. And so people, I just want people to think that, I'm a good person, I know my job, and I do it well. So I think that is what I would like for people to think about me.
I love that. And you've got that really good ability. I love that. Everything about that answer. Thank you. Aaron Jacobitz, what about you?
Accountable consistency.
Accountable consistency. I like that. Our shortest answer, and I love that you threw me a curveball. What comes to mind with those two words? Accountable consistency. Why did you choose those?
Because I not only have to be accountable for myself and who I am and for my successes, but I'm also accountable for the people that I train and mentor that are looking to me to get started or enhance their sales career, enhance their income. And so for me, one thing that I want people to say about me is what Aaron showed me, taught me, and trained me to do, he does every day, whether there's anybody with him or not. Because what in my past, I didn't like having business development or sales training where my sales manager told me a way to do it and follow the system, but then they went out and did it a totally different way, because that's not duplicatable. So I think being accountable to yourself, but also being accountable to the other people in whatever role that those people are attached to you with.
I like it. Accountable consistency in all things, right, Aaron? In all things. Matt Venuto, how do you like I say, you connect with more people than just about anybody. What do you want people to think about you and come to mind when they think about Matt Venuto?
I think a lot of people think that I'm a good listener, which I try to be a lot. And at this point in my career and life, it's mostly about paying it forward, right? This industry has been really good to me, and I try to help people, the younger generation coming in. I think that's very important, but helping people, even my friends, people that I don't know, we get introduced a lot from other people, Daniel and I and some others, to take meetings from people and just trying to help them along their journey. I think it's very important because none of us would be sitting here right now if there weren't others that paved the way for us and that helped us along the way. So always be inquisitive, always ask questions. With that being said, I'm going to make some room for Vicki Watts to get on, Dan. Thanks.
All right. See you, Matt, and appreciate you. And what I was going to do is actually, hold on, I'm trying to do this. There goes Vicki.
Hey!
Before we ask anybody else, before we talk to Vicki and say one thing, anybody got some thoughts? When you think of Vicki Watts, she wasn't in the room. She was backstage. We wanted her to get her on here, and we're glad that she made it. What comes to mind when you think about Vicki Watts? Freddie Blanton, we'll start with you.
Oh,
We're not going all the way around. Just somebody.
I just think, Vicki's just been a person that has always showed up.
That's right. That's right.
She has, even when she's been at places, she thinks about people that she's in contact with. She's also a connector. But at the end of the day, when somebody says V-Dub, I'm like, oh, well, she's showing up, period.
Absolutely. She's done a lot. She stays super positive. She's super encouraging. If you notice, she kind of thumbs and interacts with everybody on the bus. So when you're trying to grow something or to build something where it's about connection, you need everybody kind of participating and doing things like that. Vicki, it's been great. We appreciate your energy on the bus. When you think about that question, what do you want people to think about you? Of course, you're in the health insurance business, but what do you want them to think about Vicki Watts?
Well, of course, we all want people to think good things about us, but the truth of the matter is not all of them do. And if you're going to be in business and you're going to get up every day, sometimes you just have to refocus your mind on what is the most important thing that I can do. I can't change their mind necessarily. I can't do anything about that. But what is most important is that I be honorable and that I be kind and that I keep putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward, because I may or may not change their mind, but I've got a whole lot better chance of changing their mind if they see that I'm consistent, that I'm moving forward, that I'm being honorable, that I'm being kind, and I'm doing what I said I was going to do. So
I love it.
Thank you.
Kind of lead by example, kind of like Gary was talking about. Hey, just be good at what you're doing, and things will kind of work out. Okay, let's talk to Larry and DJ. I want you guys to share with us, what do you want folks to think about? We'll start with DJ. Sorry, start with DJ. What do you want folks to think about you when you're not in the room?
It's a difficult question, because my viewpoint is it's kind of a selfish one. I don't want them thinking about me. I'm not the best at it, but my number one strive is to be a faithful follower of Christ. If I take care of that, if that's able to be done, all the rest of the accountability, the integrity, all that will take care of itself. If I focus on that number one thing.
I love that, and you know, and when I think about you, that's what I think about, and when I think about Joe, I think about that spiritual awareness, and both of you guys lead by example. I think that's so important, right? It's not just lip service. Both of you are encouraging, positive human beings, and I think that really it's evident, it's self-evident. Larry Welinowski, what do you want people to think about when you're not in the room?
Well, one of the journeys that I've had to overcome, and personally, I have to stop thinking about what people think about me all the time, judgment-wise, because if I'm the kind person and if I'm interacting kindly with everybody, that's really the most important thing to me. Some people aren't going to like you, and if you're positive and you're a positive person every day, and with every interaction you're making somebody feel good, that's all you can do. That's right. So you can't really worry about what everybody thinks about you, but I'm hoping everybody thinks I'm a kind person and I go out of my way to make people feel good.
That's right. There we go.
Oh, he blew out his microphone on the 500th episode.
It's time. It's time now.
I was really hoping we would find out what Daniel wants people to think about him when he's not in the room.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I agree.
Y'all,
yes, there it is. There's
what
that
does
angelic
Danny
voice.
Allison want people to think about him?
oh man, you know, y'all all kind of opened up my mind on that. What I was saying is we live in an attention economy. A lot of business is done by who's getting the most attention. So I agree with Gary and I agree with Joe and DJ that it's really not about what other people think about us, but we still have that pressure. We still want to be the best human beings that we can be. We still want to do a good job. And so we do in the back of our mind, I think we all want folks to like us. But that can also, with all things, it can be a balance thing. And if we're too much this way and we want everything to be just rainbows and butterflies, that might be a bad thing too. So I do like connecting with people. It makes me feel good when other people feel good. And I like being around that energy. And so when people think about me, someone that is willing to know themselves and keep their promises they make to themselves. You know, getting in doing this every day with Freddie Blanton, as you guys have noticed, he's got a different personality than I do. And so being in the box with Freddie, it makes me feel things that maybe are uncomfortable, but we're having fun at the same time. And so this has been more growth. I've done a lot of different things. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but it's been awesome just growing as a human being through this. the consistency myself when I didn't feel like it to get up, shower, shave, put on a shirt, and let Freddie Blanton kind of bust my chops a little bit.
I
That
will
right
tell you,
there.
he wanted to hurt me at the workout yesterday. That's all I can tell you.
Hey, sometimes they'll push that button at the wrong time, right? When we're running a little hot.
Yeah.
But this has been fantastic. Lots of gratitude. Metal Man Matt, thanks for jumping off and he got in the comments. Big shout out to Fred Cat, 500 days. JK, thank you, man. And if you were on the show yesterday, you would have gotten the invite because I wanted just everybody that wanted to be a part of this to be a part. But you guys in particular, and there's Julie Tadaro. Thanks, Julie. You guys have been fantastic. Joe, you've been here every day. Thank you so much, my friend. Vicky Watts, also. All of you guys, right? All of you guys and ladies. It's just been fantastic. And this is only a page turn. I don't know what Freddie Blanton's going to do, but the average dude is going to be coming back with First Sip. It's going to be coffee and conversations. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some things coming up. So be on the lookout for that. But thanks so much for everything and have a great day, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Good week.
Have a good one.
Inspiration.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
have
Bye.
a great one.
See ya. See ya, Fred.
We gotta give it shout out to Red Wing Russ, wherever he's at.
I know it.
See you guys. And we're
See ya.
out. 500, baby.